Did we just learn how the threat of the Kangs is going to end and make way for the entrance of Victor Von Doom? Right now, Marvel has painted themselves into a corner with the Council of Kangs and the establishment of the Conqueror as the preeminent threat to the multiverse. With limitless variance and unrivaled technology and a thirst for blood, Kang is the most dominant outstanding plot thread and the most difficult to remedy with Marvel's recent overhaul. We know that Marvel has been planning to step away from Kang the Conqueror entirely in favor of Doctor Doom after a slew of behind-the-scenes issues, but exactly how has not been revealed. One rumor, however, proposed by many MCU sources, claims to have the answer, and this solution would immediately present Doom as the single most dangerous entity in the multiverse. So today, let's talk about this brand new leak. On the surface, the claim is very simple, but when we dig deeper into the mechanics of how it would work and what it would mean, we're left with a fascinating approach. The idea in the leak proposes that in the post-credit scene of the Fantastic Four, that Doom will encounter and will slaughter the Council of Kangs. This would simultaneously get rid of the promise of Kang as the overarching villain, as well as would cement Doom as a warmongering replacement. This would be the clearest demonstration of power that Doom could possibly display immediately, simply because the largest threat to the multiverse right now is the Council of Kangs, so this would set the hierarchy straight. It would also support the theory that Doom has his own access to the multiverse, which is something that not very many mortal characters have, so this would set Doom apart as a multiversal level threat as well instantly. According to the original version of Kang Dynasty, it would have been revealed that the Kangs are insanely protective of multiversal access, and it would be because of this that it sets them apart from everyone else in the sum total of reality. Otherwise, Kangs are just normal humans who have access to different technology and resources, so if someone else had the ability to travel into the multiverse and collect these same weapons and technology, then the Kangs would no longer be special. They are certainly intelligent, but in relation to everyone else in the multiverse, there are countless characters who eclipse one individual Kang in terms of intelligence and physical skill. Kang's true power comes from the fact that the threat of the Kang never ends, because there will always be another variant lying in wait. If this is to be believed, then Doctor Doom's presence in the end of the credits for Fantastic Four would confirm the worst suspicions, and prove exactly why they are so territorial. It would also be a flexible demonstration of all of Doom's capabilities, which is one of the core tenets of his character. The main thing that makes Doctor Doom so dangerous in the comics is his mastery of not one skill, but his proficiency in a huge variety of different talents. Not only is he a master of science, but also magic and sorcery as well. And we know that according to the leaks, there is a huge variety of skills that the Kangs possess, making them a legitimate threat to Doom. For instance, it is alleged that Immortus would have been the author of the Darkhold, and that he has an affinity for dark magic over multiversal technology. Someone like the Centurion, on the other hand, seems to be much more technologically focused, so each Kang has their own approach to combat, and Doctor Doom has to adapt to all of these simultaneously. The important thing to remember though, is that he doesn't have to be a better sorcerer than Immortus, or a better machinist than the Centurion. He just has to be a better machinist than Immortus, and a better sorcerer than the Centurion is, attacking them where they are weak. This is how Doom wins, and this is what we would likely see. But remember, this is not a full-out war, this is a post-credit scene, meaning at most, it would be a minute or two long. And because of this, we believe that the scene will show one of two things. First, it would be Doom approaching the Council, getting ready for his encounter. Whether this is Doom arriving in the Council chambers or simply him already being there, it could tease an upcoming feud between the two factions, or leave us eager to see how the full fight will play out if we're lucky enough to get it. Perhaps this is even the opening minutes of Avengers Doomsday. The second option is that we'll show the aftermath of the bloodbath, with Doom stepping over the corpses of various Kangs in order to let our imaginations run wild with what just occurred. But exactly how Marvel approaches this scene comes down to how it's flavored. This would leave the defeat ambiguous, and allow us to fill in the blanks for ourselves. But now, we can pair this information with the rumors and leaks surrounding Avengers Doomsday. It's important to remember though that the information regarding Doomsday is much more tightly sealed, since the project is still actively in development. The only reason why information about Kang Dynasty is so easy to come by now through leaks is because the project has been scrapped and secrecy is lessened. So take information regarding Doomsday with more of a grain of salt, not just from us, but from all sources. The predominant idea now, though, is that Doom sees himself as something of a savior figure, and is trying to create Battleworld in order to save the multiverse from a series of incursions that have been ravaging the entire universe. This would be a twisted reinterpretation of how He Who Remains created the sacred timeline, pursuing the same objective in two different ways. And if you look at everything we know about the Kangs, this makes a lot of sense. In the Multiverse of Madness, it is explained that the longer a foreigner remains on a new timeline, the more unstable that reality becomes, heightening the risk of an incursion until two universes end up colliding and destroying one another. This would mean that theoretically the single most dangerous entity to the multiverse would be the Kangs, since they are constantly exploiting neighboring timelines, and in many cases, the Kangs continue to reside in a reality that they have conquered. In the comics, it's not uncommon for Kang to become the new ruler of an entire timeline, planting his feet and refusing to leave. So by this logic, they would be causing more incursions than anyone else. Even if they somehow were able to avoid causing direct incursions, He Who Remains states that the warring variants caused so much destruction in the multiverse that He Who Remains had to take some nuclear option, one that Doom is also likely considering. So if Doom wants to stop this series of incursions from eradicating the multiverse, then it stands to reason that he would begin with its prominent cause, the Council. What's really interesting to note, though, is that it doesn't seem that the Kangs have gone to war just yet, leaving us to wonder how Doom knows about the Council and their intentions, with this being the more bizarre question. How does Doom know what kind of threat they will become despite the fact that they haven't started conquering each other yet? Well, just like Tony Stark, Dr. Doom very likely could be a futurist. This would give him full access to the entire arsenal of collecting every Kang that he slaughters and all of their weaponry, granting him an unrivaled vault of weapons and technology that he could use however he pleases. Over the years, Dr. Doom has created a wide array of weapons and gadgets, but most of his power comes from his ability to steal and to perfect the resources and abilities of others. Doom has stolen the Infinity Gauntlet, the Heart of the Universe, the power of the Beyonders, and so much more from comic entities across all of his appearances and across the multiverse. So while Doom certainly can create his own weapons, he thrives when he sees something that he wants and then formulates a plan to take it. It's highly unlikely that he would eradicate every single variant of Kang without completely wiping out the multiverse. But given what we know about the original Secret Wars, this is an increasingly likely possibility. The fact still remains that this would be the quickest way to establish the sheer might of Dr. Doom and what he is truly capable of, leaving us to wonder exactly what else he has in store for the Avengers who are tasked with facing him. But anyway, friends, what do you think of the rumor that Doom will annihilate the Council of Kangs in the post-credit scene of the Fantastic Four, and how this could lead directly into the events of Avengers Doomsday? How would you like to see this conquest be structured? And would you like to see this fight play out in full? Do you believe that Doom will be the one that will finally conquer the Council of Kangs? As always, my friends, Hulk smash that subscribe button for more Marvel lore and updates, and have a great day.